And I'll do it in the same. Do it in the same order. Give me the old action.
Action.
Action. Okay, so we'll take a look at the brain. Just to go over the 4 regions that I want you to know first. This down over here is the brain stem. Okay, above the brain stem, this general area here is the diencephalon. Again, anything that has the name thalamus belongs in here. Thalamus, hypothalamus, epithalamus, subthalamus. They all live in this area here. This area up here is all going to be cerebrum. Right, that's this big area right here. And then the 4th one is the little brain, or the cerebellum. That's where my thumbs are right here. All right, so we'll go over each one of those. So let's start with the brain stem first. From the inferior to superior. The lowest part is the medulla oblongata, but you can just say medulla for me. That's okay, medulla. This one here that looks like a walnut, this is the pons. And then this right here is the midbrain. Right? So medulla, pons, midbrain. Again, controls very basic instinctual things. Blood pressure, breathing rate, coughing, sneezing, vomiting, hiccuping even. All down in this area here. All right, so that's your brain stem. The diencephalon right here, again, controls things like relaying sensory information up to the brain, to the cerebrum, I should say. It controls your body temperature. It controls your thirst, your hunger, things like that. Even some of the sex drive and emotions come from this area here. Okay, let me put this back together for a moment. Give me a minute. The cerebellum. We'll do that next. Think of the cerebellum as mostly motor control. So it's controlling things like muscle coordination, your muscle tone, posture, your balance, equilibrium. Those are the things that this is doing all day long. So those are the main functions there. Again, it's located on the posterior, inferior aspect of the brain. Okay, so that's your cerebellum. The cerebrum. We defined before in the cerebrum, these outward folds right here, these are known as a gyrus. And so all these worm-like looking things, these are gyri. And then next to the gyrus is a shallow depression. This is the sulcus, or sulci would be plural. Okay. This one deep groove right here that separates the left and the right brain, this is the median sagittal fissure. Right here, so that's a nice deep groove, separates the left and the right. And then the last thing we had looked at were just some of the lobes. This is the frontal lobe right here. You can see it goes all the way up to the precentral gyrus right here. So this is the precentral gyrus. This controls all of your motor, voluntary signals, or everything that you're doing voluntarily stems from here. Other things that come from here in the front, your personality, your concentration, that type of thing, planning. Right, that all comes up here in the front. So that's your frontal lobe. This lobe right here in the middle is your parietal lobe. This is the postcentral gyrus, where you perceive all of your sensory information that's coming up from your body. So that's the postcentral gyrus, and perceiving things on your coming up from your body. In the back is the occipital lobe in green here. The occipital lobe perceives vision. Okay, and then finally, the last lobe on the side here, guys, this is the temporal lobe, and the temporal lobe perceives hearing, smell, and taste. All right, some people say taste here, some people say taste at the base of the postcentral gyrus. Everybody's a little bit different on that. Okay, but those are the main hearing and smell here from the temporal lobe. That's it.